Remix. 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 Remix.
Yeah. Welcome out. This is the Remix Morning Show. Right here on Black Liberation Media. In case you didn't know, I go by the name of the N Doctor, coming to bring you some of that hardcore dancehall, reggae, hip hop, all that right to your front door. But let me introduce you because we got more in store. You know the brethren, and his name is Evan. Yes, and ain't no stopping when she come through stomping. Her name is Renee Johnston. I took Renee back home with that beat right there.
What's so funny is I went to a thing over the weekend and that song played and everybody went nuts.
What?
So, yes. Yeah, I'm with my people.
Oh, man, speaking of Thursday, I ain't put the thumbnail up yet, but we're going to do a classical breakdown on dancehall classics. So,
wow, just a bunch of different ones.
Oh yeah, a bunch of different dancehall classics that had you hitting the wall. You don't know nothing about that yet, Evan. You ain't been in no real dancehall where they hitting the wall sweating and everything.
You know. If you say it, you say it, Doctor.
I was looking. I was thinking to myself, you might be incorrect about this, Doctor. I mean, he is in DC.
Yeah, DC ain't reggae like that.
I beg to differ.
They go.
We have both. Yeah. You know, very similar. Similar.
But he's young. I mean, dancehall.
Are you that young that they don't do? No. Well,
I'm not that young, Renee.
90s was the last of the great era of dancehalls when it came.
Yeah, but all they do is just play it all now.
Yeah.
Well, now they mix it with Afrobeat. Afrobeat's the new reggae.
No.
Not when I was coming up. It was more go reggae dancehall for sure.
Yeah,
Afrobeats wasn't. I mean, I guess maybe more in college it was really popping, but yeah.
Anyway,
Sweaty walls are a sign of a good party, to my recollection.
Oh yeah. A lot of spliff drinks and stuff going around. Beautiful time. Sound like a cookout I was at almost this weekend. Oh man, I DJ'd all Saturday. Did a back to school event in the morning and then did a barbecue at night outside in the heat. I'm done.
Dang. Do you do your whole setup and breakdown by yourself, your doctor? Like bring all your stuff and all your.
That's why you got to pay me. And then we had Black Man. I went to Black Man Lab yesterday. It was a real good turnout. We had the sisters from Black Woman Lab come over too. And we was talking about the importance of music and what messages are in the music. So it was a nice discussion. How about you, Evan? How was your weekend?
Pretty cool. My weekend was pretty chill. Had some family stuff I had to do. So nothing particular to talk about, but the comrades were outside. I know the finals of the World Cup are this weekend. So comrades were outside, but not I. I was pretty locked down this weekend.
Locked down? Was you cuddling? What was you locked down doing?
No, family stuff. What I just say?
I wasn't listening. I was trying to get something together. Renee, help me out. Listen.
You know, what's that meme of the dude just like talking to the brick wall? Just like, he's like, when Renee's not here, that is my experience. Like doing something off screen, like, yeah. Tell me more.
Like, what just happened? You had a whole conversation and your doctor wasn't listening to any of it?
I was filtering.
That is a great replacement word for ignoring you. I was filtering. I was filtering.
I heard implement.
We're gonna start using that actually. I like that. I was filtering.
That's nice.
Trust me, men do it to women all the time.
Oh my God. It's just you, your doctor. It's just
He
you.
started it. He started. Listen, it's true. It's true. Anyway, let me not get in trouble this morning.
Renee,
How was your weekend?
how was your weekend? How was your weekend? Save us.
Ooh, it was good. We had Samantha and Dre on Saturday to talk media and movies. We talked a little bit about Masha and the Bear, which
I've never heard of that cartoon until y'all were talking about it. I was like, I had no idea what y'all were talking about.
it's such a fascinating, like this whole soft power thing, when you really think about the high level of the UK is an annoyance to Russia, and that like the bear is Russia and the little girl is the UK, and all she does is irritate the bear and do dumb shit. And every time he's trying to just live his life and make a plan and do a thing, here she come to do something to jack it up. It's like the perfect metaphor. I was like, what a perfect metaphor. It's the perfect metaphor.
That's funny.
But Dre, I also discovered, Dre has a level of, I hate this thing so much that I want to dissect it in every way that I just wasn't really anticipating. So like I read the book that was like the baseline story for One Battle.
Yo.
Like that whole, I was like,
too. He went through the whole thing. I was like, oh.
he went through the whole thing.
Damn.
And I was like, I just hated the movie. Like I was not about to read the book. So that's a whole like other level of hate that I wasn't really anticipating.
That's facts.
But I'm here for it. I appreciate the detail and the research. Like
So the book was better than the movie?
No, so it's really hard to know if
Yeah.
one is actually better than the other, because apparently the movie was also like a wild ride. The book was also a wild ride. And so, I mean, the movie's so terrible that the overall storyline, I would imagine, for the book would not be so great either. Just because the general storyline of like this whole, it was just weird. Like the whole thing is just too weird for me. But it was a great conversation.
They got another black movie coming out from a book. There's a bunch of royalty looking people in it. Good cast. I forget what it's called. Something about the bold black some. Anyway.
I know. I'm like, okay.
I know the chat room. I know the chat room got my back. Yeah, it's a book and it's coming out, I think, like the beginning of next year. It looks very royal.
Your doctor is giving us the most minimal of hints.
The most minimal, but it's okay.
Blood and Bone. Thank you.
Blood and Bone.
That's right. Yes, that is coming out. Yes, that is coming out.
Yes, I have heard of that book before. I've heard good things about the book series.
The books are actually very well written. They're very well written, and I read the whole series. I met the author. I took my son loved the books, and so there was like the first book came out, and then I think like a year and a half, the second book came out, and then it was like 5 or 6 years before the third book came out because the author got really sick, and there was a whole thing. It's an interesting. It's been a while since I've read them, and this was a couple of years ago now. since I read even the third one, and so I probably should go back and listen to them again. I'm sure that the movie will not do it very much justice, but she was very excited when she did the book talk for the third book. When we went, they had just signed on to release as the movie. So it's been one of those things that I've been waiting to see. But the books are actually pretty good. But it's actually magic. It's like it's
black magic.
It's these clans who have magic, and this whole storyline about class and magic and who gets to use their magic. And so I have to reread it with a non-colonial lens and see if I still like the books as much, which frightens me because I know there's a chance I won't like the books as much. But
no, not you not liking something, Renee.
Stop it. I mean, apparently there's some beef happening. Apparently, Claudia Ankara, the author, blocked the cast because of problematic casting. Apparently,
yeah, there was a lot of stuff happening. There was like an argument about who was gonna play the main role, and it's somebody who's like not well known, and the storyline is the girl, the main character is a young girl, like I want to say like high teens, and then between the three books she goes into her adult years, I think. But
I thought
I'd have to go back and actually read it.
I thought it was the girl from one battle after another. I thought it was the girl from one battle after another.
No,
I thought that was her. Okay.
No, I don't think so.
I know. I know my boy from Snowfall in it.
Oh. Oh God, what's his name? So Omega said she was actually in support of the casting at first. It's embarrassing. I wish she'd addressed it. Okay.
All right, so I'll have to do some. I actually have paid no attention at all since the books came out. So, but somebody said like Black Harry. It's not Black Harry Potter. It's not. It has nothing to do with the school. It has it's just not. It's not at all.
I think there was like the black magic part.
Yeah, no, I know, but I just want to make it clear, like it's not at all.
Damon Idris, yes, Damon Idris.
Damson.
Damson. Oh, okay. See, I can't see that good. And your girl from Wicked, the black
what's her
witch.
Name? Cynthia?
Yeah, Cynthia, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, her.
Oh, boy.
Oh, boy, I'm just making it. Oh, what a weekend. I guess there's a lot of things went on in the world we could get to. Yes. Yeah. I did get to watch some football yesterday, Sunday with my kids. And as you can see, my man right here, Williams Jr., did his thing. Did a header into the other guy, got the goal, but he kicked one in by himself and they ain't giving a point. And it was some bull. Yo, so many people do not like Argentina. It is real. And one of the dudes from Argentina got kicked out the game, got the red card. Everybody was like, yo, they racist. They don't like Argentina. So everybody was like, go Spain, go Spain. So it was a hell of a it was a long kneel game into the end, but it was exciting at the end to see that goal. My kids jumping around like so amazing.
Rooting for Spain?
They just like they like soccer. They like soccer, football. Yeah. So and they don't like Argentina. They say they're racist. So that's why I'm saying a lot of people was on some fuck Argentina shit. So they was mad happy that this happened.
I heard that. I mean, I know there was a ton of nonsense with the calls, a bunch of like just open, and I will say and no argument, right, against Argentina being, having that what am I trying to say? That reputation, and I just don't know that Spain, you know what I mean? It's like, so you're gonna go with the like original OG conquistadors over the.
I'm like the fully colonized to the colonizers. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can watch almost any sport and get that. I mean, let's be real. Corporation over corporation, colonizer over colonizer. That's all sports. So.
I mean, that is the point, right? Like sports as an activity is completely captured, right? So it's supposed to be the people's game, but we see how this is playing out. I don't know if
that's when it doesn't become the game. When hip hop was straight for just doing it on the block, it was for the people. Started putting money in it. Corporations took it. Sports, all this stuff. It's for the people. Then people come and put money in it, say we can make this money. And then everything else happened. I'm glad y'all didn't get diarrhea over the weekend.
Oh, yowza.
Yeah. No, I see.
I
see y'all haven't been eating your vegetables. Hey, y'all eating your lettuce.
Or we're watching.
Right. Or perhaps we're watching.
Yeah, bag lettuce from Taylor Farms. That is where they say it came from. So we'll get into all that.
I want to know if this is the same farm where this happened the last time. That's what I need to do some. I need to do some digging because I'm curious.
Who's back in this farm?
Right.
We'll get to it right here. Make sure y'all stay and keep your channel locked in as we unveil the mystery right here on no other than the Remix Morning Show. Let's go. Welcome out, y'all. Welcome out. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is the Remix Morning Show. I am the Air Doctor, and yes, we have one of the best shows you gonna ever hear in the morning. In case you didn't know, now you do. Anyway, let me get right to it. Let's get to the weather. I hope y'all had a great weekend. Ain't get too rained in wherever you was at. Too hot. With that said, let's start at ATL. They got a high today of 89 degrees. Next, let's take it to DC. DC got a high also of 89 degrees. Gonna see a little bit of rain up there. Chicago, 82. It's pretty hot in Houston, though. You talk about 98. And in Venezuela, they have a high of 81 degrees. And last but not least, in Dakar, Senegal, they have a high of 88 degrees. Very nice and warm, but it's pretty all right. Listen, I didn't do any extra story. So that's it for the weather. Let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Yeah. Oh, shit. Yeah.
That was a quick break here, Doctor.
Yeah,
it really was. I'm like, I didn't even get enough time to get my coffee started.
My bad. I usually
Good thing we dodged the cyclospora. Otherwise, that wouldn't have been a long enough break.
We had to make a short break because we know that you were exiting early. So we wanted to hurry up and get back to the news.
Just want to say you've missed me and you really want to make sure. I get it. Your Doctor's fine.
Exactly. What can we do without you, Evan? Matter of fact, let me give you more time.
Oh, Lord. Oh, wait. Hold on. Hold on. Let's slap the map first.
Oh, let's do it. Toss the saddle.
Welcome back. Okay, I'm going to try it. I never do it, but I'm going to try it. Welcome back to the Remix Morning Show. I'm Renee. This is Evan on Black Liberation Media. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Share with your friends and colleagues and neighbors and all the other folks. Be sure to like and share. Thank you very much for being here this morning, especially to our undefeated chat. Look. I'm learning. Who says you can't grow?
Excellent work.
Yo, the stills
pictures. They're
when he
hilarious.
does that, oh, I can't stand you.
They
dear
kill me.
doctor.
They
I
kill
can't
me.
stand you.
But one of those shows I think brought us into our first story. You wanna make fun of this fool Van Jones?
Oh, please do. Please do. Let us do.
I think I found a video. So there's like a description of what he said, but it feels like it was slightly different from the video. So I don't know. Maybe we can just watch the video. It's fine. He's terrible. So let's let him be in his natural habitat.
Not in his natural habitat.
Say himself.
All right, a quick message to my friends on the far left. Quit pooping in the Kool-Aid bowl and telling us that the turds are ice cubes. They're not ice cubes, and I want to talk about it.
Van Jones.
Talk about y'all.
Substack.
All right, guys, I got some stuff I want to get off my chest. I am tired of a set of people on the very far left in the Democratic Party, my party, telling us that in order for us to be progressives, we now have to believe ideas and support ideas that are completely nuts. I am a progressive Democrat. In other words, everything that's good in our party, I believe in, have believed in for a long time. Do I want universal health care, Medicare for all, whatever you want to call it? Absolutely. If you are sick, you should be able to go see a doctor. That's a good idea. I want free education for everybody as long as they want to keep learning. I think that's a good idea. The Green New Deal, I'm the author of the Green New Deal. The Green New Deal is my phrase from my first book in 2000.
No, he didn't.
Nobody more committed to criminal justice reform than me, ecological solutions, the whole deal. These are our ideals as progressives. We should fight for them. We need them now more than ever. But what does that have to do with supporting Hamas? What does it have to do with putting up candidates who say we should have no police, no prisons, we can't deport anybody, even if they commit rape or murder, Israel shouldn't exist? These are terrible ideas. These are awful ideas. Where did these ideas even come from? If we want people to join this party, when people come to the party, you want to give them a wonderful punch bowl of wonderful ideas like this. Who is putting the poop in the punch bowl? Bruh. Why are these ideas in our punch bowl? These are regressive ideas. How do you know? Look at the ideas on this side. If you lived in a world where everybody could see a doctor when they got sick, even if they didn't have a penny in their pocket, if everybody could get an education as far as their learning and desire could take them, if everybody had clean air and clean water, if you didn't have ice running around hurting people for no reason, would that be a good world or a bad world? It'd be a great world. We need to progress toward that world. That's called progress. That's called progressive. Now, if you lived in a world where there were no police and no prisons, so that in your neighborhood, any gang member, terrorist, pedophile, Klan member could do whatever they wanted to, is that progress or regress? If you lived in a world where we said, well, you can be a terrorist if you want to, as long as you feel oppressed, and anybody can get blown up at any time and people will make excuses for it, is that a better world? Is that progress? Or is that regressing to a lawless, chaotic state? If we lived in a world where people could literally get elected to office with the only qualification being that they went and celebrated a mass murder of Israelis, if all elected officials celebrated mass murders, is that a better world or a worse world? These are not progressive ideas. These are regressive ideas. And I'm old enough to know the difference. And you're smart enough to know the difference. Ideas that make the world better, that help us progress to a better place. Those are the ideals of the Democratic Party. If you were not born rich, lucky, or famous, you need the Democratic Party. That's what we're for. That's what we're about. Ideas that are literally insane, nutty, moronic, dangerous.
I think I've heard enough now.
They're regressive, and they should not be.
Yo. People in the chat talk about I tap. It's enough.
That was unnecessarily unreasonable, Evan. I want everyone to know that was Evan's idea.
It was. I just wanted us to hear him in his own words. I don't want anyone to say that we put words into his mouth. framed him inappropriately. I want you to hear the nonsense that he said himself. And I apologize that I had to listen to it already once, and it was real rough. I don't even think that Erica, I think Erica in her notes said she couldn't even listen to it. She had to put it on 1.5, but
I'm really, so I'm almost speechless. I
had to write notes because there were so many things.
So I have not seen this whole thing. And I sometimes when people present these things, I'm like, I just don't want to do this. Like, I just don't want to. And it's probably one of those things that should be discussed in full. Like, I might have to text Jab and see if he's watched this. We might have to.
Oh my God.
Like, this might need like a Patreon time level stuff. But so I think what's the most, I don't even know what the word is to use. The thing that tracks for me the most is this like blatant contradiction of talking about terrorism and not equating what Israel is doing to Palestinian people as terrorism, right? Talking about, dropping, it's to drop bombs on people, but not be talking about Israel, right? Right? Like, it's very, and then this whole like, we don't want ICE, but we want police, as if they're not the same thing. Like, as if they're not working for the same overall structure. To speak about lawlessness as if there isn't a huge percentage of crimes that are perpetrated by law enforcement officers, right? Like, there's some wild, I guess I'm gonna have to watch it. How long is that? Is it long? Is it like a long? Is it long?
Listening to you like come to the awareness of like, I gotta watch this thing, and trying to like be like, how bad is it gonna? How long? How
much do I have to sit through?
I think it's less than 4 minutes, but it's a long 4 minutes.
That's a long 4 minutes, but you know what? At the same time, right? Mm-hmm. No one should be surprised by this.
No,
right? I mean, it's Van Jones, right?
Yeah.
So there should be no level of, I mean, the hubris to be like, I came up with the Green New Deal is also wild, but okay. But yeah. What do your notes say, Evan? I want to know about your notes.
First off, there's so many things, so you have to just unpack it piece by piece. First off, the Dems are not on the left. It's like the first thing, right? And there's ways in which like the narrative that he's spinning is trying to already kind of put the like set up the cone, set up the barriers, right, of like the acceptable argument that he wants to make. So he starts with this lie of like the Dems being on the left, right, and him being on the left. Neither of these things are true. He talks about Hamas, right? And to your point, right? He does which I thought was kind of played out at this point, or has been played out at this point, the whole Hamas terrorist thing, solely focusing on October 7th, nothing before, nothing after, right? Like that's disgusting, right? But also not a surprise for him. But this idea that to kind of, you have to like focus on Hamas, right? And not focusing on decolonization, right? Or occupation, right? Or genocide. You can't focus on any of that. You just have to focus on Hamas, right? Because if you did have that analysis, it'd be very easy to understand why decolonization is related to all these other things that are supposed to be in the punch bowl that he's talking about. So, but he can't analyze it in that way, right? He has to kind of bring it down to this very base level of just kind of focusing on the boogeyman. He wants to talk about all these things that could happen if the left Democrats that the Democrats that he's, you know, supposedly talking about, the imaginary Democrats that he's supposedly talking about, all the things that he said, you know, could happen, you'd have to challenge capitalism, right? And we both know that he's not going to do that. There's somebody paying him a lot of money to say this nonsense, right? He's definitely not about to do that. I also wanted to dig into this piece about this is progressive, this is not progressive, this is progressive, this is not progressive, right? And I'm pretty sure it was last week. The Remix Show, you know, Lorik was talking about this. But it's important to know what the actual definition of progressive is, right? So like let's go to the Black Liberation Army, right? That glossary is always helpful. They define it as a person, organization, action, movement, phenomenon, or train of events in moving, raising the human, social, economic, political, and scientific level of society, that which moves people forward into the future, away from the past, right? So that's how the BLA defined it, right? And I think that's how a lot of people think about it. However, it's important to note the liberals describe this idea, right? They've completely bastardized that, but they've described this idea as like the first they're willing to go. So when you hear progressive, what you should hear is that is like the left possible imagination, acceptable imagination for any Democrat or liberal, right? And that is what he's describing in these things, right? He's describing, oh, wouldn't these things be nice, right? But because he's still a liberal, there's no real interrogation about how to get to those things or how to challenge capital or how to challenge empire, right? Or imperialism. None of that is, you know, in the analysis, right? He has to kind of wipe all that away to make it just this good, bad, punch bowl, poop in the punch bowl, right? This nonsense analogy he's trying to make. Finally, and this is why it's forever fuck Van Jones, right? What is regressive is to make a joke out of the innocent children that have been murdered during a genocide, because it was Van Jones that made that joke on whoever's night show he was on. That's progressive.
Yep.
Right? So don't come in here talking about you care about human beings and progressivism, all that other stuff. We remember what you did, right? We remember who you are, who you showed yourself to be. So for me, that's it. You know, that's it. That's the most important thing to kind of remind people about.
Yeah. Yeah. And I just wonder sometimes about, you know, I like to remind people when these people, these Black faces pop up with these nonsensical storylines, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that you could actually, I just like he actually threw up pictures of a protest with Palestinian flags and said, but if you support Hamas, like it's such a total, like, go ahead.
And then later connects that picture to a picture of white nationalists with swastikas.
Right.
Right. Like he like anchors it on the Palestinian flags, and then next time he talks about terrorism, he's talking about those swastika flags.
Right.
Sorry.
Right.
Keep going.
And so, you know, so there's that conflation that's happening, but also the fact that he is allowed space to sit up there and basically say, like, just because you're oppressed doesn't mean you have a right to like fight, which is also some wild ass shit to say out loud. Yeah. But like this whole premise that he has of, well, this is why we have to go with the old school Democrats. Like that's basically like his end line, like this whole thing, his end line is basically like, well, this is why you have to go with the old school Democrats, because these new ones with their crazy ideas is, I mean,
these new ones that still, mind you, are fundamentally still liberals, are fundamentally still not
that part
imperialists, right? Capitalists, but still too far afield for him, right? And
this is why I have such issue with like this whole the left classification, because I do think that he sincerely thinks he's on the left, right? The problem is the bar of what is in the center is gone. So you just need to be to the left of the Republican Party and people will say that you're on the left.
Right.
But if we're on a scale from 1 to 100 and we're saying 50 is the neutral point, right? And the Republicans at 85 and you're at 80, you're still on the right of the neutral point, right? And so it's some wild stuff.
It is. But all that has to be wiped away. That's what I'm saying. Like, all that has to be wiped away so that he can make this argument. Because any honest interrogation of that type of political kind of landscape would highlight where he actually is. So he has to kind of play this game, right? But it's disgusting. There's also the clips that he's showing. I mean, it could have been, and I think this is something that, I mean, they've always been doing this, right? Like, Democrats have always fear-mongered around crime anyway, so I don't want to make it seem as though it's just a Republican thing. But the images that he was showing, or those little clips that he was showing, felt very, very like right-wing coded, like lock your doors, like, open border, like scary, like that. I mean, he literally was saying that, right? So like, it's the way that they're playing into these same narratives is also fascinating, right? And to your, we clocked it a while ago talking about how, this framing about ICE being the bad guys and cops being the good guys, right? You really need them to keep, like, it's just, it's complete nonsense, right? And it's brainworms, right? And he should be, truly embarrassed and like just go into a hole and never come out again. But
he's not. So this is the other thing, right? Like, and this is where I honestly feel like people have to start shaming each other about stuff, right? So like when I'm walking down the street and people wearing costumes and guns like try to address me like they're friendly, I ignore them. Right? Like I don't speak back. We're not friends. Go fuck yourself. Like that's my thought on it.
Mm-hmm.
And admittedly, I always think to myself, like, you're not embarrassed to be standing there wearing this shit, but I'm not gonna go that far because I don't want to get arrested, right? Like, truthfully, I don't want to get arrested.
Of course.
And so, but like, I feel like we have to start shaming people. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have to start, like, people have to start making it clear, like, we don't respect that this is the path that you chose.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Mm-hmm. We don't appreciate this path. We don't respect it. We don't love it. We don't think it's the cool path to take. And I don't know. I think we have to all, we have to go back to making sure that people understand that this idea that law enforcement is there for some positive outcome for any community is a false narrative.
Mm-hmm.
And so I still live in this space of how do we get people to understand that everything that they have been told and that has been regurgitated and that has been shown via movie, TV, media, news, all these things about what law enforcement does is all propaganda in an effort to keep you in this belief that they're there to do something positive within a community. And so I think of all the things, him, one, pretending like Israel has a right to exist is definitely up there. But so is this whole, like, we want to get rid of the police. We want to close jails. What are we talking about? Mm-hmm. And like, what, and I just wonder, like, has he read anything like, I mean, does he have any, does he know that the Philadelphia Police Department took out an entire like neighborhood to kill Black people? Like,
what's actually disturbing about him is that I think he does know that kind of stuff. Like, right. Given where he was supposedly on the political spectrum previously, he would theoretically know about that stuff, or was with people who knew about that stuff, right? So, like, to me, this makes it so much worse, right? The fact that he does have this history of being an activist and being, you know, ostensibly on the left and identifying as being on the left, right? Like now that he is here, I mean, I would assume that
you're right. So this
makes it all worse, by the way.
it's not even that it really makes me wonder about how these things happen, right? Like what makes a Van Jones a person who is found, elevated, and then paid to do this, right? Now, is he from the beginning? The work that he's doing from the beginning is actually all part of this constructed personality so that they can then say, well, look, he used to do this thing, right? Or do they discover him as he's doing this prior thing, right? And saying to themselves, that's somebody we have to curate. I'm very curious as to the point of discovery with people like this. I really want to know, what is the point of discovery? Is it before? And so all of this is all part of the making up of this personality in order to make people think, well, he used to be an activist. Or is there something about him as he's participating in any of these projects that gives like this inkling, like this is the motherfucker that we can turn. This is the person that we can get. And I really don't know.
Yeah. I mean, who knows, right? Like on one level, right? It's not even necessary to have that apparatus in that explicit of a way, right? Because all of the, you know, interests, right, of existing under capitalism are going to lead him in that way, right? If you want to get into like broadcast journalism, right, like, you know what I'm saying, like there's going to be one path, right, to success and to getting more eyes and more views, right? And it's going to pull if you don't have any other base, right, if you don't have an organization that you're a part of that's exerting some kind of organizational discipline upon you, right, like you're just going to go where the money is, right? Like so I'm not even. So that's the first thing, right? Like that the inertia, right, of capitalism and how it functions, right, is already pulling people in that direction. And then there is an element of, if he's part of the Black Business Leadership class, right? So, and we see this all the time, right? If you have a certain type of educational pedigree, right, like I think that is enough, right, to kind of put you on that train, having enough connections, right? And people are constantly validating you, right? So look, at every turn, he was being validated by someone, right, who's kind of giving him like, yeah, like he's safe, right? To your point, Renee, like, yeah, we'll give him a chance. He has a good head on him, right? Things like that. And it continues on, right? So, but I don't know that it's you know, I mean, at a certain point, right? Yeah, of course, like there's like, you know, in terms of a media apparatus, like there are, you know, people very much like choosing and putting people in place, right? But at the point of like where we're talking about where he was ostensibly, you know what I'm saying, this activist, right? I don't even think it was necessary at that point, right? It's just you have the kind of general inertia of living in the belly of the beast, right? So
yeah, and I honestly don't know too much about. I've heard people talk about like the work he used to do, I guess when he was in college, maybe, or just after college, or do it. And I don't honestly, I've never researched him in any sincere way to fully understand his background. And so I just I don't know. I don't know. I'm really stuck. I'm really stuck because I'm curious about it, right? And it goes it's the same on the other side. Like, how do they find Charlie Kirk walking in a hallway at a community college and decide they're going to give him millions of dollars to start that organization? Right? Like, what is it about him that they found to make him be the one that they were going to make the mouthpiece? So Chitty says, Empire has all sorts of psychological data on us. I'm sure they know how to identify certain types that will become useful.
For sure.
Which I tend to agree with, right? Like, I look at the people who, like, to me, Obama falls in this category. right? Because if you even listen to his story and his background and the decisions that he made, the intentionality with regarding to, deciding to date and marry Michelle, like all of these things, right? Like when does the planning start?
That's what I'm saying. It happens so, in my experience, it happens very early. It happens in high school, right? It happens with these programs. It happens with your mentorship, right?
But so does that not mean that Van Jones went into his quote unquote activist period already having been selected as the next person, as one of the people who's gonna, right?
Yeah, I'm entirely possibly, right? That's what I was gonna say. I was like, we need the next time Kamau is on, we should have him. He needs to explain the backstory of Van Jones again, so that people can get given all of his connections. But I think it's as easy as certain schools, certain social circles, right? And you're being validated in that way continuously, right? And even if he's expressing these types of politics, or was when he was younger, that's all part of it, right? They're like, oh, well, he's in school, right? So he's going to be a little bit more radical, but he's going to come. He's going to get it, like he's going to get it, when he gets older. And like, so I think there's like even a level of kind of like political activism that is allowable even in that framework.
Right. But that's just what I'm saying. Like and this is just me thinking out loud as I've done some research on various things. Like, there was this group of really rich Black people that used to meet in the Hamptons to discuss like who they wanted to elevate next, right? Like this is like a thing, right? And so I just, Dre, you could be right. Some are chosen and some are paid to switch. I honestly, like, I just don't know. I just feel like it's worth asking the question and being mindful that we don't fully understand the track of these people unless you've been a participant in this process.
Right.
I don't know that there's any way I don't know if there's any way to figure out like really like how this all works, unless you can find, there has to be something, but I just don't know what it is. I'm curious, but you have to go early.
I do. I do want to do one more story if we can.
Sure.
Because I thought this one was really interesting and had a lot of elements that I thought that we could kind of pull on. But this story, rural NY school district will be one of the first to bring humanoid robot into classroom. So that's happening. Starting this fall, Salamanca High School will deploy a humanoid robot and avatar teaching assistant. Like I said, there's a bunch of elements here, but you can see the seated robots engaging the children. Okay, so yeah, I'll just start from reading from the top. When students return to school this fall in Salamanca City Central School District in Western New York, a new kind of teacher will be ready to greet them. The small rural district located on the Seneca Nation Reservation, that's the first thing, is said to be one of the first in the country to put a humanoid robot in a classroom. It will not replace the classroom teacher, but is programmed to provide learning support to both students and educators. First thing, right, the fact that this is being tested on a reservation, right? When
that part.
We talk about being colonized, right? We're not the only ones that are colonized. Africans are not the only ones that are colonized here, right? Indigenous people are as well, right? These reservations are part of that system. At the board meeting last month, the Cattaraugus County School District agreed to purchase the robot from Realbotics, a tech company, along with an artificial intelligence teacher's assistance program, allowing the students to interact with an avatar of the robot on laptops. Okay. There's another piece I wanted to get in here. The female robot named Sally will have a lifelike appearance with silicone skin, and long brown hair, Kegel said in an interview with New York Focus. It will be It will be stationary in a seated position, but have a wide range of upper body movements and facial expressions. Students will use a unique identification code when interacting with the robot during class, allowing it to access their learning data and provide personalized support based on their past communication with an avatar, Kegel said. They'll be able to say, hey, I'm student number 1234. And then the robot will be like, hey, we were talking about this yesterday. Do you want to continue the conversation? Later on in the article, it says that this is not information that will be stolen or shared or tracked, but we know all that is a lie. Right? So,
I was about to say, oh, did they say that?
I'll say that. So consider all this information about these children, right? All of this is going to be monetized in some way. Otherwise, it's not worth it for them, right? It's not worth it for them to do this if they're not going to be able to have access to some kind of data set after the fact that they can then monetize. Please keep that in mind. Let me see. So, okay, so there's another piece that I know that Renee, you're gonna think is just downright hilarious. Okay. Oh, this is also a piece. The product cost the district $57,590 according to the contract attached to the school board agenda. Kegel said the price was discounted. The company's website lists the M-Series robot, the model purchased by the district, a starting price of $95,000. Oh, wow. Okay. So they couldn't find another use for that $57,000.
How about they could have paid a whole live person?
I was just about to say that's a whole salary for a teacher. More for some.
Yo, the Salamanca is the only incorporated city in the United States located entirely within a Native American reservation. The school district serves roughly 1,300 students, including 32% who identify as American Indian or Alaskan Native and 79% who are economically disadvantaged. Why are they going here to test this? Why are they going here to this population in particular?
Well,
to test
you just read why.
And what's the name of this robot? Sally?
It's called Sally, but I'm trying to get... I'm so mad at you.
Of course you did.
Yes, of course. And I know this is a longer article, but here's the... I think we're getting here. I think we're getting there.
Uh-oh.
The Classroom marks a new venture for Realbotix, a Toronto-based robotics company formerly known as Tokens.com that help customers use cryptocurrency to rent digital land in the metaverse. In April 2024, the company acquired Simulacra, the Las Vegas parent company behind RealDoll, which has spent decades creating hyper-realistic sex dolls that remain on the market today. Yes, I told you we were going somewhere with that. I told you, and there it is.
Wait a minute. Wait. So these are leftover.
Don't worry. I know it's concerning. In a statement to New York Focus, a spokesperson explained that over the past 2 years, Realbotix has built a new team focused on education, healthcare, and wellness applications, and that Realbotix and RealDoll do not share employees, payroll, physical locations, or technology. She said Realbotix is pursuing a transaction with a NASDAQ-listed company that is intended to separate the business at the ownership level.
Not NASDAQ.
With completion expected by September. So don't worry. They're separating it. They're separating it out, so it'll be nice and clean, right? Of course. I'm done. That's all.
That's some wild.
Clean robots, huh?
That's wild, yo. That's wild.
Yo, if that robot stepped up in my classroom back in the day, we had that robot rewired singing rap songs. Stop playing.
Wow. So on that note, I will that's the last story I'll leave y'all with before I go.
Nice to digest right there. That is weed out. Thank you, Evan.
When I was reading it yesterday, I was like, "There's no way." When you see the doll, I was like, "This doll looks familiar. I've seen this doll before," and I know why now.
So
I just want to point out that that's probably something you should not have admitted.
No.
I was perusing the internet and I was like, wait a minute, that one looks familiar.
That can be so taken out of context.
I remember these creeps on social media talking about like there are these things like, oh yeah, I'm marrying this doll, my companion. It's the same doll. It looks exactly the same as this doll.
It wasn't. I didn't really mean it to be. I was just.
I know
was
you
just-
did.
Come on, man. Go ahead and give a good joke, Renee. Don't pull it back.
Excellent joke. That was an excellent joke.
Oh, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I wasn't pulling it back. I
Oh,
was-
okay.
As I was saying, I don't got time for the phrasing. I don't got time. We got to get to it.
Oh, that's crazy.
Anyways.
All right. So are we just do you want us to drop this link? Do you want to tell
Yeah,
the
please
folks
drop the
something
link.
real quick before
Please
we
drop the link.
before
Please
you
drop
go?
the link. As always, right? Y'all know on schedule. Sasha Core Popular Education is coming up for PACA, Pan African Community Action. This week's theme or topic is toxic water, neglected communities, and the need for community control in Southeast DC. It'll be this Wednesday from 7 to 9 p.m. the 22nd. The link is in the chat. Please, if you're in the area, come by in person. If not, please attend virtually. But if you've been following anything about water and resources, right, you probably have heard about a sewage spill that happened recently. We're going to be talking about that in the DC region, and really talking about like what this could look like if the community controlled our resources as opposed to the way they're controlled now, particularly water resources. So that's what I wanted to leave with y'all. Always appreciate the time, and sorry I have to leave early.
Oh, so good, man. Go get it, man. Make things
Have
happen.
a good day at work, Evan.
And we will come back after this break right here on the Remix Morning Show. What am I doing? Oh. There you go. Time for a remix on the remix, y'all.
The bass is thumping, the party is jumping. I got the rhymes to keep your body pumping. To keep you rocking, that's what I intend of. It ain't number one on the sweetie agenda. I'm gonna break it down so you can see. Skillful way, I recite my poetry. Quick as a flash, I'll pop up on the scene. Break out the Casio and the drum machine. Got to get busy cause I know I'm down. As I tap into my instrument, this funky sound. Prone to make your body start to perspire. As I turn the volume up higher and higher. Grab my JVC, popping a cassette.
Yeah.
Have the people stomping to my beat, shoot back. Play it for my friends cause it sounds so neat. And they ask, what do you call it? It's my beat. Huh? What? It's my beat. It's my beat.
All right, let me take you to a time and place. Let me take you back to the year of 1989. We talk about the man called Tiger, featuring Anthony Marvel. Yes, that song is Come Back to Me, mixed with a little bit of 1988. We talk about Sweet Tea and Jazzy Joyce. The name of that song is It's My Beat, off the album It's Tea Time. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel. Go to patreon.com, become a member over there, get footage that's rare, donate where at blkliberationmedia.org. Show your love, go over there, get you some merch, get fly, and continue to support us as we continue to support you with some good information. All right, with that said, let's get back to it right here on the Remix Morning Show. Yeah. All right, Renee, it's just me and you.
I literally just now was like, I hope he's staying because there's just too much happening. I broke my computer.
Oh.
Yeah, man. And I gotta say, there's not very much that I appreciate about having an Apple device, but they over-delivered. And so I brought it in. He was like, it might be a couple of days before you can because you have to order the part. They had to replace my whole screen.
I got a computer guy if you need a whole new
No, it got done. No, it's done. It's fixed now.
Oh.
I know, but it was supposed to be like a 7-8 day process, and it was like a 3-day process. And so I got my computer back quickly, although all of my stickers are gone, which hurt my feelings a little bit because they had to replace the whole cover. But so when Evan let us know that he wasn't going to make it, I had no computer. Like my computer wasn't working. So all my energies that I probably should have put into trying to find somebody so you didn't get trapped up here, none of that happened. And so We just gonna have to hang, Air Doctor. I don't.
Oh, so I need to pull up stories and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, okay. That's what that all was leading to.
All of this was leading to you can't leave because I don't like pulling up stories.
Why would I leave? Come on, you can't be serious, man. I'm here. I'm the anchor of this ship. Stop playing. I'm gonna be here forever and ever. Forever and ever. Hey, make sure y'all tune in this Thursday once again. As I said, we'll be doing a classical breakdown on dance hall classics. Yes, so all those joints that you can remember that was banging, gonna be rocking. I got a special guest host. You know, Kim is on her break, so yeah, I got some backup. So should be dope.
I should text Kim and make sure she's good. I know she's taking a planned I need a break, but
yeah. What did they call it in the professor's
a sabbatical?
Jargon? A sabbatical,
sabbatical.
yes. She's taking a sabbatical. I need a sabbatical. Okay, I guess we could go to this whole Taylor Farms joint.
Sure, because and thank you, Ashley, in the chat said that the last time it was not this same thing. It was E. coli. The last time Taylor Farms was poisoning people. So
E. coli, yeah. So I mean, and then you know what it had me thinking about the whole thing with how the black farmers just got some money.
Yes.
And how that could just be like, oh well, let's throw some shit out there now. A lot of people ain't gonna be buying from farms for a second. Yeah, you know, my deep thinking. Anyway, he said,
I mean, listen, I would not be shocked, but that was one of those stories that I thought about. You know, when the amount of money they were talking about, is that really a substantial amount of money when you think about what a farm needs? So I am curious about all of that as well.
Because it had people be like, I ain't eating no vegetables. I ain't eating no vegetables. I ain't trying to get sick. I was like, really?
Right.
All right. So let's check this out. All right. What to know about Taylor Farms, the produce giant tied to the, what is this outbreak called again? I'm sure you know how to say it. Cyclospora. We'll go with that.
Cyclospora.
Yeah. Produce giant Taylor Farms is under renewed scrutiny after voluntarily recalled iceberg lettuce linked to the nation's unusually large cyclospora outbreak. Food safety experts say that while recalls are inevitable for a produce supplier the size of Taylor Farms, size of Taylor Farms, the current outbreak is unusual because of its scale and a number of people sickened. More than 5,000 cases of this shit has been reported, far from exceeding the typical annual level of roughly 200 to 1,000 cases. Because these cyclospore infections can cause severe diarrhea lasting for even weeks, some consumers are avoiding leafy greens and other fresh produce commonly associated with the parasite while investigators search for the source. All right, shall I continue? Nothing about this outbreak is typical. Jennifer McIntyre, founder of the food safety counseling firm Food Safety Strategy, told CBS News, when you see something of this magnitude, it's surprising, even to those of us who are accustomed to working with outbreaks. This is not normal and is not acceptable. So that's what Taylor Farms said.
It's interesting because there's all this conversation now because Taylor Farms donated money to Hold on. I got it for you. I got it for you. So why does Newsweek have so many pop-ups? Good Lord.
So they donated money to get
and now, so of course now the Trump administration is trying to deny the facts, but you can't, when something's on paper, you can't really act like it didn't happen.
Wow.
So first of all, whenever the current administration calls something fake news, you should definitely be sure that whatever's being reported is probably facts. So they've denied colluding. However, Taylor Fresh Foods, the parent company of Taylor Farms, made a $1 million donation to the Make America Great
Wow.
Again in March of 2025, according to the FEC filing. So they're according to what really got people going is because there was apparently a meeting recently in which Taylor Farms was at the White House, and so now that is now that this is all coming out,
Oh, this collusion.
it'll be interesting to see. It'll be interesting to see like what, if there's actually anything that clarifies itself, right? Because people are also saying in the chat that they're backing off from Taylor Farms and saying that it might, it was an investigation, but it might not be them. But if they made $1 million donation, like, how would we know?
So you make $1 million donation so that FDA can come around and be like, all right, that's over with. They're good. You can go back and shop with them. Is that what it?
Well, you make the donation so that you can play a role in decisions that are getting made, right? And so if the decisions for the FDA, which is already a bad combination when you consider how we regulate food in this country, if you have companies that want to profit more, and the best way to profit more is to spend less time cleaning and doing the things that you need to do to make sure that your food is taken care of before you give it to other people, then that's where that plays the role.
Because I was hearing that there was like suppliers for like Taco Bell and stuff like that.
Right. And Taco Bell, I think, was mad because they said because they didn't want to be named and all this stuff. Iceberg lettuce. Listen, first of all, iceberg lettuce is like the worst kind of lettuce anyway.
Oh my
so
goodness. No nutrients.
No nutrients. It's all water. And so I don't part of the reason I wasn't super concerned is because I don't eat iceberg lettuce anyway. And so but
those usually be the ones at the restaurants they give you, that iceberg lettuce and stuff.
Yeah. So I don't know. This whole thing all just triggers back to the reality that we live in a place that is not about maintaining or supporting a healthy lifestyle for its citizens. And so for its people, for people who live here, I don't even want to say citizens because that's a useless terminology in my opinion, but yeah.
Wow. That is and it's funny. I just ran into Kofi the farmer yesterday. He came to the Black Man Lab, and go support your local farmers, y'all. Cook your food if you can, and get organic if you can. I don't know. That we are pretty much under their whatever they want.
We are. We are definitely living under the boot of a capitalist system. So I don't really know. I don't have a good answer for people, right? Because this is where we live. And so you really are bound by the structures that exist around.
Whoa.
Outside.
Look at that. We got some. A-Rob said, I sprouted my first batch of microgreens because of Kofi. It was like magic. Laugh out loud. Very fun. That's dope.
I know. I actually saw a microgreens company at one of those markets, and I was like, oh, I should buy some of those, but we didn't have time. We had to go. But so I don't know. We're gonna have to figure something out. We're gonna have
well, that's what we've been trying to say. Like, we gotta make our own garden. We gotta find our local farmers, so we ain't gotta go to these stores and continue to. If the stores is all about capitalism and they just like, yo, just give me the cheapest shit y'all got, and they don't give a fuck, then we got to stop giving a fuck about shopping at these stores.
Right.
So, I mean, I know it's hard as fuck for certain items.
It is. And even when you have access to, sometimes you don't have access to good stuff. It just depends on, it really does depend on where you are, which I think is the part of it that's most problematic for me is you can literally predetermine what you're going to have access to based on your zip code.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Literally.
That's what I was saying about certain stores. When I was saying the other day, I was like, yo, certain stores you cannot find healthy things in them. You just got to go to the white area and be like, oh,
and
this
if you so this was the conversation we were having. Like, I think it's much easier to tell people you should be doing better, you should be eating better foods, all these things, if you don't understand how this whole system is structured in order to really prevent those things from being a possibility. And so if you don't live in a place where you can easily access a supermarket or a fruit stand or, you know, whatever, like I can walk to a farm from my house where they sell the stuff that they grow there, right? Like I can walk to that. But I live in the suburbs amongst mostly whites, like not, you know, so it's a different, I have access. I will never forget watching, and it was so long ago, there's a documentary about food deserts, and I want to say they were in Michigan, and there were children who could not identify certain fruits. Like they'd never seen the fruit before. And these were teenagers, and they were like, what's that? And all I could think to myself was, how is that reasonable that at school age, you don't know what a plum looks like? Like you've never seen a plum in real life. So you have no idea what a plum is.
That's real shit right there.
That's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild.
It is. And then like you think about, you can't even find a mango. You go to some places, you go pick a mango straight off the tree. It's
right. And it's a whole different, you know, when I spent a lot of time in Jamaica when I was a kid. My mother used to send us for the summers. Like school would end and like a week later we're on a plane. And my grandmother had mango trees, she had breadfruit trees, she had guinea trees. So I used to just, you know, I ate fruit. Like I climbed the tree and got a mango. If I'm like, I'd be like, Mama, can I go get a mango? And she'd go outside. And I'd climb the tree and get a mango. Like it's a whole different.
Should there be any hunger in places like Jamaica?
There should not be, but when you consider that they are under the same imperialist structures that have decimated things here, people are not. It's the same thing. You have the same structural systems. They'll
knock down they'll pretty much seal off the land that's growing the mango trees and be like, all right, now if you want these mangoes, you got to pay for them now.
Or what they'll do is they'll buy the land. And if you are, you know what I'm saying? And now, and when you live in Jamaica and you are a resident of Jamaica, there so many places you're not allowed to go, right?
Yeah.
Like you can't.
I heard about that. Like they are really privatizing beaches, buying the beaches in Jamaica is like, damn, we can't even go to the beach now.
Yeah. And all of those, you know, like people go to these all exclusive and this, that, and the other thing. And I don't think people understand how those things came to be. Like you bought up land and you basically exercised all the people who live there from the land, and you built up this space where if you are a Jamaican, you can only go and cater to other people who have money. Like that's the only, like tourism is the largest.
Yeah. I was about to say it's like a prison sponsored by tourism.
Right. Right.
It's fucked up.
It's crazy shit. It's crazy shit.
You have some nice shit. They'd be like, "Oh, this is a little too nice for all y'all. Let's go take this land and make some money off of it and push y'all inside. We'll take all the beaches, all the water where people are gonna come." That is wow.
This is dope. Detroit has over 2,300 community and urban gardens. We're feeding ourselves. That's dope. I don't know. I don't remember where. I don't know that the documentary I saw was actually about that. It was. I want to say it was somewhere in Michigan. I don't know specifically that it was Detroit. So I have to go back and find it because this was a long time ago, and I just remember being like, "Wow, that." And I think it was a strawberry the kid had never seen before. But it was one of those fruits that I was like,
What?
What? Like you've never seen what? What do you? Huh?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, speaking about health, we got another story looking like let me see. Public health improvement stall amid Trump's DEI crackdown. You hear anything about this?
Oh, yeah, I did see that headline, and I'm not shocked to hear that. I mean,
Okay, let me see if I can blow this up a little bit. Welcome out to the Remix Morning Show, y'all. I'm the ear doctor. That is Renee Johnston, known for Saturdays with Renee. If you haven't checked it out, go check it out on Saturdays. At what time is that? 11?
11 Eastern every
11
Saturday.
Eastern.
Although, you know what? I just lied to y'all. We're about to start early this week.
Oh, really?
We're starting at 10 this week. Yeah, because
Okay.
the guest asked if we could adjust our schedule.
Boy, wow, this must be a hell of a guest. They making you adjust your schedule.
Listen,
something.
I'm about bringing information to the people.
Oh,
whatever's
talk
gonna
that
work
shit,
best.
Renee. It
Whatever's
don't
gonna
even
work
matter.
best.
It don't even matter. That's what I'm talking about. All right, let's get to this public health story. All right, public health improvement stall amid Trump's DEI crackdown. The predominantly black neighborhood in Thomasville, Georgia, faces blight and health challenges. Blight, really? Gotta look that one up. Thomasville, Georgia, as Earl Williams drove through a historical black neighborhood known as Dewey City in his hometown, he hardly recognized what he saw. Homes that once belonged to friends, family, and neighbors had siding covered in mold. Some were boarded up. Others had holes in the roofs. Black churches once used Quinta Creek, which runs along the border of the neighborhood, to baptize their congregants. Today, fecal bacteria and other contaminants have made the water unsafe due to an aging wastewater system. Sometimes you get the feeling like you're in a third world country, Williams said. After 3 decades in Washington, D.C., he returned 4 years ago with a mission to revitalize communities such as Dewey City, which he said are part of what makes Thomasville. A $19.8 million community change grant from the Environmental Protection Agency was supposed to shift the tides of the neighborhood Williams grew up in. But guess what, y'all? That did not happen. The city in Thomasville Community Development Court, where Williams served as community development director, applied for the grant in 2024 as part of a $2 billion effort under the Biden administration to help disadvantaged communities address environmental health risks and create clean energy and climate resiliency projects. But 3 months after winning the grant, Thomas became one of the 80 communities across the community from Hawaii to Alabama to Massachusetts to see the funding stripped as priorities shifted in Donald Trump's second presidency. All right.
No one should be surprised by any of that, right? Like, this is not news. That would be.
Was she watching the dog?
No, the dog was crying. Listen, we having all kinds of drama here this morning. The dog was barking, then the dog was crying. So then I tried to take the dog out front because that's as far as I can move with the computer before the internet starts wigging out. But then he just wanted to sniff outside. And now he's back in the house laying down. So I don't know what he wants. This is the problem with having animals. They don't talk.
So what is it? Whenever you have some type of it seems like whenever with DEI, if you have some type of black in your name, or if they see it's going to a black community, like, do we need to start tricking them with the words? So put white pictures up, or I mean, because it's like all this DEI shit is just getting stripped. They like, oh no, that's going.
So the problem, I go back to the problem with relying on governmental structures to support things that they inherently were not created to support, is this is always going to be the inevitable path, right? It's just a matter of time before they decide, like, oh, well, we don't want to give y'all this anymore, so you can't have it, right? Like, that's literally what happens. And the thing about so many DEI programs were check boxes. Like, you know, we'll say we're doing this thing, we'll create this program, we'll fund this thing, but in the end, none of it is actually beneficial to the material conditions of the general population of Blacks and Africans in this country. And so it was all nonsense to begin with, right? And so now we go through this process where they're saying, oh, well, DEI, it's reverse racism, you know, whatever white people say whenever they decide that like my less in depression is like a problem for them. We're going to take it away. It's reverse racism. It's this, it's that. So then it creates this situation where people are like, oh, how dare you? But they're literally fighting about something that wasn't actually beneficial, right? And so I feel like I often feel like all of these things are intentional. Like there's this intentional creation of these false flag programs that give people an idea that something is happening. It's all representation, right? It's not really at the core of it. It's not really materially sound. And then when they decide to take it away, it gives that same group of people something to then focus on. And while they're focusing on complaining about DEI and DEI and DEI, no one's paying attention to the fact that DEI didn't actually work for the majority of Black people in this country. And so, like, what are we doing? Right?
Yeah,
like, what are we doing?
It just reminds me of the whole reparations debate. This is like, why would they help you to become whole? Why would they help you to improve your situation?
Right.
Especially if it's somewhere that I'm hoping your situation never improves.
Right.
So
right. There's no benefit. There's no benefit to this country in actually repairing the harm that has been done to Black communities. There's no benefit because they have to have a population of people that they can continue to treat like this. They had, like, you know, and I think one of the biggest downsides for me of things like social media and all these things is people really have like this almost like sense that they can say and do whatever, right? I'm on a screen, I'm behind a computer, I can say and do whatever. No, you know, like, what are you gonna do? And this is why I think we should just go back to punching people in the face, right? Like
take it back.
Just take it back. And I saw a thing they were talking about Gen X, and the girl was like, leave Gen X alone. They grew up during the time where there were no computers, no internet, and when they wanted to insult you, they did it to your face.
That's right.
And I was like, facts.
That's right.
Like that's such a fact.
You couldn't pop off.
Right. Like there's no right, because you like people would literally show up at your door.
Yeah.
And so I think we need to get back to
punching people in the face.
I know I say that, but I know that's not really a viable solution. I recognize it's not a viable solution, but I do also firmly believe that there's a lot of stuff that would get stopped if people understood they were going to get punched in the face. Like I just, you know, like I just can't. I don't have the patience or the tolerance for people's nonsense. And I've said this on Saturdays before. I don't know if I've ever really talked about it here, but like when I put on sneakers, I'm 6 feet tall.
Talk that.
So and I'm a heel wearer on top of that. So a lot of times I'm 6'2", and I am not a lightweight. Like I'm not skinny. And so, you know, for me, I think a lot of people think twice when they see me doing, like, you know, so that's why I have no issues wearing my Palestine sweatshirt or my Israel's the colony sweater, because I wish you would.
You look
like I really wish you would. And I think people look at me and they're like, let me not go there.
I wish you wouldn't. Yo, big up to brother Jamil sending in $9.99. The Remix Morning Show. Our kinfolk bring the news and keep it a bean. Love y'all. See you in Brooklyn.
Jamil, you coming to Brooklyn? When?
Okay.
I want to meet brother Jamil.
Yeah, actually, I ran into brother Vaughn Muhammad last night. We was talking about brother Jamil. You can check him out. He did an interview on the Rockwell radio show. So yeah, good brother right there. So Brooklyn, you going to what you having something in Brooklyn?
No, but I can get on a train and get to Brooklyn whenever I want to.
Oh, okay. I thought y'all was having a pop up or something.
No,
Yeah.
but he just said Brooklyn in his thing. That's what he
Yeah, yeah.
said.
Yeah,
So-
no, I thought y'all was having a show or something. You know,
No,
y'all-
that don't have nothing to do with me. But I mean, if Bro Jamil gonna be, oh, that's right, the one man play. So I have that. Okay. So now I
Okay.
gotta figure this out. So I did get the pop up from Jared that there's a one man play that Brother Jamil is involved in, but
He's
I
a
haven't
thespian?
watched it yet.
Wait a minute,
have
brother
not
Jamal's a
watched the show yet.
thespian.
Sounds like it.
What?
Sounds like it. So we're gonna have to do
Oh,
that.
God.
All right. I'm gonna have to do that. I'm
I'm gonna have to see if I can get a spot in this play, man. Like,
I'm all in. I'm all in. So I'm gonna find that, Brother Jamil, and when I roll up on you and say hi, I just want to hug. That's it.
I got some acting chops over here now. You know what I'm saying? I could do great behind the scene voices. How dare you?
Did you ever think about doing voice recordings?
I was thinking about it. I gotta talk to Dr. Erica Brown. She got people that do that. I gotta see. I gotta see about that. That would be fun. I think I should start doing something like that on this channel.
I have actually thought about how hard is it to get a job reading books?
I was thinking about actually doing reading kids books on here. So we can have
Oh.
something for the children, and you can just throw it on while you got your kids in the room and they fall asleep, and they can hear my voice doing other voices. That should be fun.
I could see you doing that actually.
I can see me doing that too. I think that'll be dope. All right. Well, let me get some a list. I'll put in my email and give me a list of kids' books. Anybody out there they know I should be reading that has some good morals and stuff. Like,
Have you ever heard of the Anansi Tales?
yes, my son played Anansi in that play back in the
Okay.
day. Yeah,
I
Anansi.
will. I actually have a whole book of Anansi Tales. 'Cause
Oh, that's dope. Oh.
That's a Jamaican thing.
Okay, so I should. Okay,
Yeah.
I could just go pull those up and start reading
Yeah.
those.
Yeah.
All right. I like it. I might have to use some AI for visuals. I hope y'all don't get mad at me.
They definitely gonna get mad at you.
I mean, when don't they get mad at me? Shit. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go ahead and take a quick break, and we're gonna come back with some more. See if we can pull up another story for y'all right here on No Other Than the Remix Morning Show. Let's do it like this. Yeah.
The guys are gonna wonder
Welcome out, y'all. What you listening to right now?
But girls, you
I got the record player playing.
Let it get you down.
Talking about
Just
Betty Wright.
I'll give you
Yes, my first time around. So
you try to mentor guys to
let me tell you a little bit about Betty Wright real quick, in case you didn't know. Betty Wright actually put this song out when she was 14 years old, also known as Bessie Regina Norris. And she's a soul R&B singer, songwriter, and background vocalist, beginning her professional career in the late 1960s as a teenager. She rose to fame in 1970s with hits like Clean Up Woman and Tonight Is the Night. Wright was also prominent in her use of the whistle register. Yeah, when you a lot of times when you would hear like what's her name? God damn, why can't I remember her name? But like Mariah Carey and stuff, that whole high pitch right there. So big up to this sister. Just wanted to rock out real quick on one of her first songs right here at the age of 14. That's right, Betty Wright. All right, let's get back to it right here at the Remix Morning Show.
when you put your faith in one guy. Sometimes
Yeah, Yeah, Renee, I pulled out the record player now, so that's part of the Remix Morning Show. Now we're gonna drop some vinyl.
I like that. I like that.
You hear that? You hear that?
The crackle. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. My brother was a DJ.
Mm-hmm.
And so he used to do, basement parties and all that stuff.
Oh, okay.
And my husband was also a DJ, and we have literally hundreds of records downstairs.
So when I come up your way, I'm gonna bring my bag. Just leave me in the basement for a minute. Go get me a nice ginger beer while you upstairs. You missing a couple albums. I'm just saying.
Ooh, yeah, you and him can fight about it. Yeah.
Word.
But he's got so much stuff. He's got so
you
much
see
stuff.
my albums in the back. I got to get some more crates so I could put them in now. But yeah. So all right, where we at now? We got about 30 something minutes.
So do you want to? So where should we can go two places. So two people have passed. Do you want to go?
Okay, so we
to
can
Clara Esther first.
Sure, go to Clara Esther. We can go to her. Clara Esther. What an old school name. Do I need to pull that up?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't mind.
No problem. I got you. Clara Esther. Only Esther I remember is from oh damn, I got all these things in the way. I don't know.
All these pop-ups, man. I can't.
It's too much on here. I got too many pop-ups. Is it just a place to see? Okay, well, I just got this right here. I can show you this because this other stuff ain't even happening. Let's go. Activist Clara Esther, activist arrested Martin Luther King Jr. after he was shot, dies at 78. Let's see. Clara Esther, activist who was at college arrested Martin Luther King side when he was shot, has Esther, who died on July 9th at the age of 78, was among a few remaining witnesses to King's assassination and its immediate aftermath in Memphis. With the passing of the Reverend Jesse Jackson Sr. in February, Esther, this month, King's aide and former UN ambassador Andrew Young is believed to be the last surviving eyewitnesses to the shooting. Esther grew up in Memphis, attending United Methodist Church, where pastor was civil rights leader Reverend James Lawson. We used to joke about colored water being Kool-Aid and the water, white water, just being water. And so that satisfied us as children. Esther told the Associated Press in 2018 around the 50th anniversary of King's death. But until you see the racism, until you see what's been withheld from you because of your color, it's what started to really, truly anger me. And I knew if there was a moment like that could help change any of that, it had to be in it. All right. Well, that's Esther.
We can't take nothing seriously.
You should have started me this morning. You should have started me this morning, Renee. Y'all fucked up now.
I clocked it too. I was like, what is happening right now? But okay, it's cool. It's all good. It's all good. I do think
why is this a story?
I think just because she was one of the witnesses to the murder of Martin Luther King. So it was just I'm not actually, I just saw the title and I noticed that it was one of two people, because there's also a story here about somebody I don't know, Bigger Rankin.
Oh, yeah. It's a DJ here, promoter here in the South that put people on like Rick Ross, T.I. and certain people. I don't really know the story behind him like that. But that, and as you can see, we talk Hal Williams. That was another person who was on 227. That will be
Oh.
yeah. Actually, let me see. I put him on the cover for Thursday. See if I can pull that up real quick. Hal Williams, yes, and we'll be talking about right in the middle at the top, the father of 227. Yes,
Oh,
he just lost
really?
yeah. So I think we'll talk about that a little bit on Thursday. Talk about the importance of shows like that. You know what I'm saying? When we first got our first looks at a whole black cast, black families, sitcoms, and stuff like that. I think that'll be a little something we could explore.
Yeah. All these shows. So when I was in college, I remember writing a paper about the problem with black TV shows. And I think I had focused on oh man, what's the Living Single?
Living Single. Oh, with the four sisters.
Yes, it was Kim,
Queen Latifah,
Erica, Alexander.
Rajin. Yeah.
Right. And so there's an interesting dynamic about how these shows became a part of like the TV the TV span, and how there always had to be a buffoon. There always had to be, the person who, was like bougie. There were all these characteristics of black people to kind of like identify, like to kind of split black people up into these characteristic groups that I always found to be very, very fascinating. Very, very fascinating. And I have not, when you're younger and watching these TV shows and you're just like, oh, look, black people on the screen, and you're not really thinking about what they're teaching you about what black people are, right? And the real inherent dangers in those things. Like it's wild.
I think that 227 was one of those shows that was one of the first to have a all black family that was actually like everybody was in the house besides, because you had Good Times, you had the Jeffersons, then you went from there, then you went to Give Me a Break with Nell Carter as the butler or whatever. And then you went to What's Happening. What's Happening was that family, but it didn't have the father in the household.
Right. She was a single mother.
So then like 227 was like one of the first where you had a complete family in the household. It was like, oh shit. This is then Cosby Show and what was it? Family Matters and all those other shows. But like this 227 was one of the first shows to show a whole black family together and shit.
Yeah, I think you're right. Yeah.
So it was very important, and it had morals to it. It wasn't a bunch of, you had your funny part in there, Mary, with Jackie. It had all the different pieces in it. So I say that was a good show. But we need more like that. Shit.
Okay, Rao is about to make my head hurt. Living Single and the Parkers are actually the same. I can't. Why you do this to me?
What? The Parkers was for me, the Parkers was too man-tannish. Am I wrong if we're saying that? Rock Show was good. Yeah, the Rock Show was good, definitely. But that Parkers was too man-tannish for me. I couldn't.
I know. I don't think I ever watched the Parkers. I know what show you're talking about, but I don't think I've ever seen an episode.
Yeah, it was a lot. It was a lot. But, Ear Doctor's obsessed with two-parent household representation. It's concerning. Really, why would you be concerned by that? The fact that they like to see us not have. When I say one of the most revolutionary things is a black family and having everybody in the household. Yeah, kind of is one of the reasons they plotted on destroying the black family, because it's so is strong. It's a strong unit. So the fact that they're showing that on TV is pretty strong. You know, we had to watch what Claudine back in the day, who was another single mom raising a family and different things like that. So to see that together on screen is a powerful thing. My bad for wanting to see that.
It's just the way you respond sometimes. I don't even know where to go with that one. I think that families, I think this construction of there has to be a mother and a father without understanding of like generational families, right?
Mhm.
Without understanding of like there are different situations in which you may end up with one parent in a home, right? So like I was 9 when my father died, and although my stepfather came along eventually, my mother was a single parent for a while, and it wasn't her choice, and she did her best, and I think I came out okay. So I think there's a lot of room to navigate where strength really is. Like I think part of the reason that me growing up with one parent is because we lived in a building where all the families cared about each other, right? And so it was a 6 apartment building. If my mother had to go to the hospital to go see my father, she would knock on my neighbor's door and say, I have to go to the hospital. Can you watch the kids? We all played together. We had each other. So there's also a different dynamic when there's actual community that allows for this whole, this real boxed in version of what a nuclear family has to be, can be examined a little better.
I mean, and that's one of the things Esther Rolle fought for, even during good times, was that they have a father in the household. So she was like, you got to have James almost. He got to come over here and be on this. So that was like a fight because they wanted to do it again. Another Black woman raising kids. And I would say this, even through my studies and seeing it, I, as a father, I do bring the discipline. Sometimes when I see a mother raising kids, it's like she has to be the nurturer and the disciplinarian. What I've seen has worked and seems like it's a good thing is the father could play the disciplinarian, the mother could play the nurturer. And that usually works because when I see the mother doing both, I'm like, well, shit, she shouldn't have to play.
But I've seen families where it's the exact opposite, and the father's the one who stays home and is the nurturer, and the mother is the disciplinarian. So that's what I'm saying. Like
balance.
I'm just saying there's room to examine what a quote unquote family actually is, right?
Yeah.
There is room to examine whether or not you have to have a quote mother and a quote father, right? Like you could have 2 women who are raising children, and one of the women is the disciplinarian and the other is the nurse, right?
Yeah.
So I think to me, what I've seen is children always fare best when there are multiple people around them to provide nurture, education, support, all those things. And I think where we see the most struggle is when there is only one person. And when you say it's a single parent, it's literally one person trying to navigate all of these things versus if you have a single parent,
a grandma
who lives in a community, who lives close to their other family members, like all those things, it's a whole different, it's a whole different dynamic. So this is that I'm definitely open to looking into this a little bit more, because I am always curious about this structured determination that there has to be a mother and a father that people kind of stick to, which I think is also just part of what happens when you live in a system that is trying to tell you all the time how things have to be. So you don't end up having these ideas that it doesn't have to be this particular structure, that the goal really is to make sure that children have enough support and people around them to balance out all the things that they need to grow into responsible and loving human beings.
Let's see
And
what
it doesn't
brother
necessarily have to be specifically determined.
see what brother Jamil has to say. Perhaps a family would benefit from having a nurturing disciplinarian and a disciplined nurturer.
I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. I mean, it's got to be. I just feel like certain roles need to be played, and I see sometimes one person having to play both, and then they don't know how to switch one off to the other, and they just like, well, I got to be a disciplinary, and then the child grows up and be like, I never was told I was loved. It's like, well, shit, I had to discipline you because you was wilding, and so I ain't had time to go back to the nurturer and be like, oh, I love you, and blah blah blah.
And then you have to ask the question of, so what came before that, right? So my son is both afraid of me and knows how much I love him.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like there is a point of, I think trying to isolate the role is maybe not. I don't agree with isolating the roles specifically. Because I do both. I feel like
I could dig
my
that.
husband does both. I don't know. I think depending on the situation, my son goes to whoever he feels like is going to be the one who's going to be most supportive in that specific situation. So like he'll go to my husband for some things and he'll come to me for some things. We'll both yell at him to take the garbage out depending on who notices first that he hasn't done it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
But it feels like the role more and more of this society is to not have two parents or two guardians in the household, and it's more like, okay, I'll even pay when it comes to sisters having kids. Like you could get more money not having a man in the household when it comes to getting certain benefits. I remember seeing that part on that Claudette with Earl. What is it?
Well, yeah, because that was part of the whole thing with Good Times, is that technically I believe in some housing projects you cannot have two parents. It has to be a single parent. And so there's also that dynamic. But again, this is also part of a larger systemic structure creating the dynamics in which people are told that they can live, right? And so if you live in a place where families just get supported because people should have basic human abilities to live, breathe, eat, all those things, there's no need to construct these boxes in which you have to live in order to survive. Yeah. So
I had to play both. I had to be the nurturer and the disciplinarian because my kid's mom didn't hear I love you. She's Caribbean, and sometimes you don't never hear that shit. It's like, nigga, I feed you. What the fuck is you talking about? I love you. I ain't gotta say that shit. It is what it is. I'm showing you. And I get that part too. But my kids now, I tell them I love them all the time. I don't get off the phone without my daughter without saying I love you. So now they say that to their grandmom and their mom now. So now it's more like, okay, well, we getting to hear, this whole nurturing side of saying it out loud instead of just being like, I'm feeding you. What are we talking about? And I wanted that because I was like, I didn't really hear it from my parents. I heard it from my mom, but she passed when I was 14. So my pops, he wasn't saying that. So it was just like, well, damn, let me make sure I say it to my kids so they don't have that excuse later in life. You never said you love me. I was like, I'm not gonna have no excuses. So
interesting.
Yeah. All right. So we're about to wrap it up for another. Let me see. Leah Boggs has something to say. Here, doctor, the family can be more than just a man. With this thinking, if a man and woman are married but don't have children, they are not a family. Do you understand that? Me neither.
I missed it. Sorry, I was trying to see if we could pull up one more story. So I was letting you. I didn't.
Okay.
Sometimes I'm one of those people that I have to actually read something in order. Sometimes I can't. If I'm reading something else, I can't listen to somebody reading something. I can't hear it. And
Oh,
read
it's
it.
no problem.
Sorry.
So you wanted to hit another story?
If you don't mind, just very
Okay.
quickly, there's
All right.
a story on line 14. Moms of Black babies more likely to be flagged to police over alleged
Okay.
pregnancy drug use.
Let's get it.
And only because of the path we were just on,
Okay.
this story kind of struck me as interesting. And we take it all with a grain of salt because it is CBS News. This is
Sorry, Miss Boggs, if I didn't read your thing right. I do that sometimes.
I can't stand you.
All right, let's see. Moms of Black babies more likely to be flagged to police over alleged pregnancy drug use. You want to read this or shall I?
You can read it because you can move it as you pull it up.
All right. The mothers of Black newborns are more likely than those of white newborns to be referred to law enforcement over allegations of substance use during pregnancy. According to the Marshall Project's new analyst of child welfare data, from 8 states, the referrals are often the result of unreliable hospital drug tests performed at childbirth that are easily misinterpreted and produce false positive results as much as half the time, which can prompt incorrect reporting to child welfare and law enforcement authorities. Medical centers can report claims of pregnancy substance use to child welfare agencies, which can then refer to the cases to law enforcement. Using birth rates in 8 states, the Marshall Project estimated that Black babies are around 2.5 times more likely than white babies to be flagged to law enforcement over claims of substance exposure in the womb. The analyst is the first to measure the overrepresentation of Black newborns among these referrals and this proportionated impact they have on Black families. Did I get that one right? So I keep going.
No, so this is basically they're just now realizing that they over police Black women when they're giving birth. Is that the basics of it? Is that the general gist of this situation, that somebody finally paid attention and did a study and noticed that they did this? Like,
pretty much.
I mean, the whole situation with CPS, which is nothing but the police, under a different name. Okay, so this is all not. So this is somebody finally paying attention to something that people have been saying out loud for a really long time and putting it on paper. Got it.
I'm
got
done
it
for today. Noted.
Noted.
Oh my goodness.
I don't know. Sometimes these like, I don't, I feel I'm familiar very, very vaguely. The name, the Marshall Project is
the Marshall
ringing a bell.
Project.
And that's who was behind this particular data.
Mm-hmm.
And so I don't really know too much about the organization itself, but sometimes I wonder, like, you have this group of people who they're doing these surveys and this research to, point out that the sky is blue. Like, cool.
Oh, we'll
Thanks.
take that money and let you know
Appreciate
it's Captain Obvious.
Right. Like, I'm like,
Yeah.
there is no system in the world that is beneficial. There is no system in this country and most countries that is going to be actually beneficial to the material needs of Black people. That's just not something that exists. And so I'm just trying to, I know these data points are helpful for when you want to explain to people, like, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
But then at the same time, I get really frustrated, I think, with this whole process of nonprofit organizations collecting money to do these projects and data collections and all these things so that they can present evidence of something that, like, I don't know that anybody doesn't know is actually happening. You know what I mean? Like, I just don't.
That's what I was over here trying to figure out.
I'm sure it's helpful, but I don't know.
Over here trying to figure out what I can data research. Anyway. Well, all right. So, what we got coming up this Saturday? Do you know yet?
We do. I try my best actually to plan out pretty far ahead, but we have a group of folks that are coming on who have they did a trip to Cuba. And so there's, I just lied. I think it's actually Bolivia. You know what, y'all? Give me a second. Let me make sure I'm giving y'all the right.
Bolivia, Cuba, South America.
It's Bolivia. I apologize, y'all. I had Cuba on the brain. I apologize. But they did an international solidarity press delegation in Bolivia, and a young lady, Zoe, reached out and they wanted to come out and talk about what they did and what they learned and the work that they were doing in Bolivia. And so we're going to have them on, the group of people that did the delegation. And we're going to have to start at 10 because we're trying to make sure that we can get them on and have them for the duration of the 2 hours. So that was the best way to do it, was to start an hour earlier. So that's the plan. That's the plan. And yes, I don't like anything. I don't.
We know that. Renee says, you know what I like? That's going to be a hell of a day.
I like food.
Hey.
That's it. I like food. I'm a foodie. I like food.
Okay, well, I know you're going to take me to the best restaurant when I come up there. I know you know some vegan spots.
I actually do. I can't
wait. Man, I miss going to good places to eat. I'm so tired of cooking all the time for myself. I'll tell you. And then when you live out somewhat in the food desert where you can't get you cook all the time. I'm just like, God damn, I'm not going to spend $20, $25 for a plate at stop. So other than that,
thank you for keeping me company, Ear Doctor. I appreciate
keeping you company. What do you mean keeping you company?
Cause you could have had stuff to do this morning, and then I would have been out here like.
I'd never leave a teammate by themselves. Check me out on Wednesdays. Trust me, get left to do both breaks and be here as an on-air personality. So I'm used to it. No problem. I'm here. Teamwork make a dream work. Make sure y'all tune in Thursday. Like I said, we'll be doing a classical breakdown right here. And I got a special guest that's going to come through for that. So we're going to talk about some of the joints that really got the people on the dance floor and stuff like that. And tomorrow we'll be back at 8 a.m. for some more talking about Fight the Power. They got some ice stuff going on in DC. I'm sure Jackie will be here to let me know what's going on, and possibly Claudia also. So yeah, tune back in for that. And thank y'all for tuning in. Big up to all the remixes. Big up to all those that drop fine coin in the chat room, like my brother Jamil right here. You can do the same. Continue to support us, and we shall support you at the same time. All right, that's Renee Johnston. I'm the Ear Doctor. This is the Remix Morning Show, and you're tuning in to Black Liberation Media. Thank you once again, and we are out this piece. Peace, y'all. Rise so we can organize, so we can rise.
Black Liberation Media is a collective of Black and African organizers, journalists, academics, and media personalities serving Black and African masses seeking to further grow in their understanding of themselves, their histories, and the African world through entertainment and news. Please continue to like, subscribe, and donate to the channel so we can further serve you and liberate our people. You can also go to blkliberationmedia.org, get some merchandise, and also become a Patreon member and a member from the YouTube. Please do what you can, share, and show your love as we will show ours for you. Black Liberation Media.